Welcome to the look, feel, and sound of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Our special guest today is Wilson Jabaris, an entrepreneur, the CEO of Global Enterprises Management Solutions, who has over 20 years of experience in the hospitality sector. He is an international traveler, an international speaker who has had the experience of meeting and working with diverse groups of people from the Caribbean, the United States of America, and Africa. This exposure has shaped his world's view on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we're excited to have him with us today to share his insights. For this episode, our focus will be on strategies for workplaces to consider to ensure that workers represent a diverse workforce, that how they are treated is equitable, and that everyone is included. So, Wilson, one of your most recent undertakings was pursuing a master's degree with Fordham University in management. Based on our conversations, one of the intriguing models which you have learned about is humanistic management. Can you tell us a bit more about this model and how it has shaped your view of diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Yes, Magdalene, thanks for having me. And I must say, we are having this conversation at a time when the world is faced with so many morbid problems from climate change, hurricanes, fires, and now we have the new terminology of mass resignations, where 4.4 million workers in the US resigned in September. So we are going through a very turbulent time, and it just shows that we cannot continue business as usual. The economistic model focuses on maximization, full utilization of resources. And as a result, we have seen that the global resources, natural resources, have been depleted, further impacting the climate, thereby creating diverse experiences when it comes to climate change. So Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, has been pursuing CEOs in the United States to shift the way in which they manage from an economistic perspective to a humanistic perspective. Now, the humanistic perspective is about restoring dignity, protecting planetary boundaries. And as a result, we are expecting to see greater innovation from the workforce. What has happened is that 40% or high percentage of workers are not engaged in the job. They go there for the salary and then they go home. But that has not created an avenue for innovation, an avenue for change. So managers are now being asked to find different ways of thinking about thinking. How are they going to approach the new challenges that we have? However, in the midst of those challenges, there are opportunities. So what the economistic model is saying is that let us move away from the focus on satisfying shareholders, which is called short-termism, quarterly financial statements, quarterly returns at the expense of workers and communities, or creating a situation where there's more shared value for the communities in which those organizations work and operate globally. So the emphasis is now giving up workers an opportunity to contribute to the firm, to share ideas, to come up with solutions to problems that they encounter on the job. And it is such a sensitive area that it has been stated that workers should not be called human resources. They should not be treated as a resource. They should not be treated as an asset. They should be treated as people. They should be provided with better health care. They should be provided with recreational facilities, more training, more opportunities to contribute to the development of the firm. So there's that drive now towards humanistic management. And as a result, there's greater diversification. We have to ask ourselves, who are we as people? Who are we as teams? Who are we as nationals of countries? So the emphasis now is on corporations have to come in and solve some of the problems that governments should have been solving and they're failing to solve. So this process is ongoing and it has to move at a much faster rate than it is. But the most important thing is that the companies that have embraced that philosophy are finding themselves making greater profits than those who are stuck in an old model of economistic management.
Hey, Wilson, what do you think it's going to take to move managers from the economic model to the humanistic model?
Well, it is already happening because what is happening now is that consumers are identifying corporations that are respecting the SDGs, that's the United Nations program for protecting the environment. There are new certifications coming on. So what is going to move those workers or those companies that are standing behind or staying behind is the progress that those companies that have embraced that concept are making. Greater profitability, cost reduction, and to the point now, corporations do not move into destinations and buy over or take over small farms like you have Nestle did in Africa and Latin America. They did not buy over the farms from the poor coffee growers. What they did, they invested with those workers. And right now, the yield has increased substantially. So both the poor farmers are benefiting and Nestle is benefiting. And this is what is really called shared value, where you can also improve your company and improve the communities in which you operate. If you do not do that, then if you notice what is happening, a lot of leaders are living in enclaves, gated communities, dungeons, because crime is on the rise. People are feeling that they are not, their dignity is being affected. And as a result, they have less to lose. So there is crime, there is violence, you have the Black Lives Matter demonstration, and people are now coming to say, hey, we need to have a greater stake in what's happening because we are contributing.
Mhm. One of the points that you mentioned early in your interview, it's for workers to be able to make a contribution to the workforce. But
Mhm.
in many instances, we see that the work of workers is mandated by the people who manage them. How do you think that this can turn around for workers to co-create in the environment with managers in order to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion so that they too feel that they have a sense of purpose and pride in their work?
Well, what we are seeing happening now is a breakdown of the structure, the layers of management that we've seen in the past. So most companies are dissolving those positions, and instead of having management for this, what you're having now are teams contributing as a whole to solutions within those corporations. So as a result, everyone believes that they have an opportunity to make suggestions. Another area that can be used to resolve that is some companies actually invite their workers at all levels to come up with an idea or spend 15 minutes a day coming up with a new solution on how to cut costs. Because when you cut costs, you improve profitability, and that profitability can go back into the community. Now, profitability is not the main cause of these changes, but the benefits that are coming from profitability are greater than simply companies maximizing resources. So you have to create that opportunity and that avenue. Also, you have to create that psychological safety where your workers do not feel threatened that if they make suggestions, they could be fired or terminated. You must give them that comfort in order for you to get them to be more engaged. And they must be respected. Their dignity must be protected. And we have to look at how we can get the best out of those workers.
Thank you so much, Wilson, for joining us in this segment of Look, Feel, and Sound of Diversity and Inclusion. We really truly believe that there is a space for every single person on this planet. And there is a need for continued collaboration at all levels in the workforce, including that of the governments and those who have a bit more power over us, but to understand that that power needs to be shared equally, that there needs to be more opportunity for people, and every single human being has the right to live a dignified life where their contributions can be completely embraced by the society. Any final thoughts for us?
Yes, thank you. All I have to say is that we have to live in a world now where we protect the dignity of workers, people, community, and also where we protect the planetary boundaries. We have to live within the boundaries of the planet. That is, we have to use resources efficiently, don't abuse them. And it is sad that COP26 did not give us the kind of result that we were expecting. But there is hope. We have a starting point. Thank you. And there's a new cadre of managers coming out to change the dynamics here.